Hello, my lovelies. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys all had a good weekend. My weekend was good. I definitely always enjoy the simple fact that I can sleep in longer and find time to do more things that I don't have that much time to do during the week. But it seems like the weekend always goes by fast, and then the work week got the nerve to go by slow. So that is beyond me. However, I hope you guys had a good weekend. While you are here, go ahead and like the video because as always, y'all know y'all going to like it. All right, and if you are a new viewer and have not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because you know you're going to love it here, okay? Period. We are almost to 10K, so any support I get, I definitely appreciate you all. Now, this story I ran across, I want to say probably about, 2 or 3 weeks ago when it first started trending on TikTok. And I didn't know who they were talking about. Like, everybody was talking about it when I kept scrolling past it, and I just didn't really care to really look that much into it. But when I really did look into it, I'm like, oh, this is good. We got to talk about this. And 9 times out of 10, if y'all liked my best friend secretly hated me videos, like the part 1 and part 2 I did, y'all gonna love this because this is crazy and it's beyond me. Now, this is a story about Amaya Colon. I don't know if you say it Colon. I've heard it a couple of different ways. And Sandra Shehab. Now, Amaya and Sandra are both influencers and they were best friends. Amaya is very popular, it looks like, in the Hispanic community. She's worldwide popular, but like I've seen a lot of Hispanics talk about how they're highly influenced by her, and they love her makeup, how she does like her makeup content. And if you are a Fashion Nova girly like myself, then you will probably recognize her. She is one of the OG Fashion Nova models, and she's short, she's Hispanic, very pretty. So y'all probably already picture her in my head when I said it. Again, she's one of the OG Fashion Nova models, okay? So when you see her, everybody tends to think like, oh, she's so pretty, she's innocent. She hangs around other known influencers, like I think her name's Tana, the one who is the second baby mama to G Herbo, the one who was with Ari, okay? She hangs around her and some other girl, I can't remember her name, but yeah, so that's who she is. And then Sandra as well is a popular influencer. I think she's on TikTok. I don't know if she's on YouTube. She's on Instagram, things like that. So she's known as being a popular influencer. Okay, again, these were best friends. Now, the reason this has blown up is because apparently Amaya was sleeping with her best friend Sandra's husband. Okay, not only was she sleeping with her best friend's husband, but she also was dating Sandra's brother at the time. So it's like you're hurting all kind of people in this situation, you know, which is crazy because when people found out about this story, and of course myself as well, when you look at her, you would never think that, you know, and I know that obviously you can't judge a book by its cover, but I'm just saying, like, when you look at her, she just looks like that quiet, innocent, pretty girl. You know, you wouldn't think that she would be so shady, but boy, does this get deep, and it gets longer and longer and longer the more that they have found out about this girl, which I'm probably going to have to do a part 2 on. So without further ado, I'm going to include the clips of like what people been talking about, what's been going on, and then I'm going to give my commentary towards the end.
Here's what's been going down between Amaya Colon and Sandra Shehab. Amaya and Sandra were best friends. They started posting together around 2019. Sandra was on America's Next Top Model, and her family has a lot of influence, so at the time, her public profile was bigger than Amaya's. Also around 2019, Sandra started dating a man named Josh. They got engaged in 2020, and around that time, Amaya started dating Sandra's brother, Adam. So obviously, everyone was very close. Around 2021, Sandra and Josh split. And now, several years later, Sandra has confirmed in TikTok comments that the reason why she and Josh broke up is because he started having an affair with Amaya, her best friend, who was also dating her brother. In the TikTok comments section over the weekend, somebody wrote on one of her videos, "Didn't Amaya sleep with your fiance and brother?" And then she responded and said, "Yup, and her and my ex-fiance are still together, but they are too scared to put it out there, lol." And then Sandra said, to make matters worse, she was actually married to Josh. They weren't just engaged. So presumably they got secretly married without the public knowing. Since Sandra's allegations, several photos have started circulating on Reddit of what appear to be Amaya and Josh together.
Today, Amaya and Sandra Shehab husband drama explained. Amaya is getting accused of homewrecking Sandra's relationship with her ex-fiance. Let's get into how we got here. So, the year is 2019. Sandra and Amaya are two influencer best friends from New Jersey. They make lifestyle content, share their lives. Sandra's actually an America's Next Top Model. Amaya does makeup tutorials. They're best friends. Sandra's family does social media. She has a sister named Amy. The Shehab family is well known, and at the time, Amaya wants some of that clout. Around this era, Sandra starts posting a lot about her relationship with her boyfriend, Josh. Josh is a bop. They're dating in 2019. 2020, they actually end up getting engaged. She shares a lot about it on her TikTok account. All besties, they're all hanging out. And around this 2020 era, Amaya starts dating Adam, who is Sandra's younger brother. But here's the tea. Adam was actually dating someone else, and Amaya came in and took Adam from that girl. So Sandra's family was like, what's kind of sus, we don't like that. 2020 era, Amaya starts hooking up with Josh the bop, who is Sandra's then fiance. So she's dating Adam, Sandra's little brother, and cheating on him with Sandra's fiance. Okay, 2021, the engagement is called off. I guess she finds out that Amaya is sleeping with her fiance at the time. The story actually started recirculating on Reddit because it got brought up that Amaya does witchcraft. I guess she did witchcraft to get Adam, Sandra's brother, and Josh, her fiance, because she wants to be Sandra so bad. Because Sandra's family is like very well known. Someone went to Sandra's TikTok and commented, hey, didn't Amaya sleep with your brother and fiance? And she goes, haha, yeah, he was my husband. So it turns out they got married at some point, I think secretly, I don't know. Amaya, her best friend, was sleeping with her younger brother, cheating on him with her fiance. Sandra was very demure, and when this whole thing happened, chose to just not talk about it. And because of this making its way on TikTok, more people started coming forward with their stories about Amaya. As of last night this morning, we had a new character come forward on TikTok named Sydney. Sydney was friends with Amaya, and I guess Amaya did this to her as well. She posted a TikTok video saying that she was dating Lil Bibby, and she was really good friends with Amaya when Amaya was 19, and Amaya got with her boyfriend Lil Bibby. What this happened was Amaya and Sydney and this girl named Asia were friends. Amaya would have Asia take Sydney to go do stuff to distract her so Amaya could sleep with Lil Bibby. For example, Sydney would be like, oh, let me call my man, and Asia would be like, no, like, put your phone down, girl, it's okay. She was covering up for Amaya. Isn't that crazy? So this Amaya girl that acts super quiet and just does her little makeup videos is actually just insane. I would have never guessed it. Here's our current status. Amaya and Sandra no longer friends. Amaya and Adam no longer together. Amaya and Josh are actually together now because they recently posted a picture of them at a whiteout party. Sandra and Josh no longer together. Amaya and Lil Bibby no longer together. Basically, Amaya just gets with all her friends' man.
Guys, are you seeing that Amaya Colin drama at the moment? Because I want to talk about it, okay? Basically, this girl, she's like, I think the face of that soft glam makeup trend. I think she's a BBL baddie, I'm not sure. Anyways, she stole her friend's fiance. Or was it husband? Either one is crazy. And she used to date that same friend's brother. Like, I'm genuinely shocked at that level of hunger for men. Like, that is an insatiable level of hunger. I'm telling you, these type of women, they're not going to stop until all the taken men are taken by them. And obviously the fiance deserves many lashings as well. But I'm interested in this Amaya Colin girl right now because multiple people have come out with their stories. Like, apparently she's known for this. And so is her friend group. Like, guys, that's the most embarrassing part, that your whole friend group is known for homewrecking. Like, how are you so classy, low exposure on Instagram, but in real life, you're taking everyone's man? Like, I'm so sorry. That's what makes me believe, is this something more than just male-centeredness? Like, it has to be that, but in combination with, like, competition with other women. And, like, you just want to be her at this point. But then again, those two go hand in hand. But do you know what? Another part that really threw me is the fact that she's only 23. Like, I'm not sure exactly when this happened. Like, apparently it was a couple years ago. But, like, that's even worse. You didn't even try. Like, there were so many available men. Like, you didn't even try. And I'm not saying that homewrecking is okay when you're a bit older. I'm not saying that, I promise. But, like, maybe if you were much older and you found that everyone was taken and there was no fish in the sea. Guys, this is me really trying to spin it to, like, find some possible reason why this could be okay. But it's, like, never okay. But you know what I mean? Maybe that would make sense. But you're 23. You didn't even try. And there's so many fish in the sea. Like, you just like taking men. You like taking fish. And another thing I'm curious about, within these homewrecking friend groups, okay, these groups that are known for doing this, what makes them think they're never going to turn on each other? Like, do you think they all have a pact? Like, no, we can never go for each other's men. But, like, what makes you believe that? You see your friend doing that every week and you never think that you're a possible victim? What kind of delusion is that? Anyways, like Dave said, one eye on your ops, two eyes on your friends, because at least you know your ops' intentions. Not me, because my friends are normal, but for people that have these type of friends in their friend group.
Not only were you dating this woman's brother, you said that's not enough. Let me steal your husband too. How greedy can you be? Guys, in a world where you can be anything, don't be an Amaya Karin. And you know what's so funny, guys? Josh and Amaya together till this day, but they just don't post because of the backlash. I'm not gonna lie, Sandra, you're a better woman than me, because me, I would have came on the internet and done, who did I get married to part 1000? Yeah, somebody needs to drop a story time. And she was like, I'm not gonna drop a story time because I don't like ruining people's names or something like that. But anyways, another girl dropped a video, story time, and her name's Sydney, I don't remember. She also mentioned that Amaya stole her boyfriend as well, and her boyfriend was a rapper called Lil Baby. But then when you look at the severity of the situation, who is Amaya friends with? Amaya's friends with Tuna, and Tuna is known for being Elijah's side hoe, and because she stole Ari's man, his G-Hubber. So it's like birds of a feather, what did they say, flock together. So that's what is really given. But guys, some girls are actually really scary. Like, she basically wanted Sandra's life. That's all I'm gonna say. I feel like you just wanted Sandra's life, because there's no other way you can put it. You dated her brother. You said, let me get close to her. I'm gonna date her brother, and then I'm gonna steal the husband.
Colin, I think that's her name. Like, everybody talking about her. My thing about it is, the friend isn't making enough noise for me. If my best friend was dating my brother, then cheated on my brother with my fiance, there's no way you could have got a whooping for me. And like, okay, fighting is not the answer, violence is not the answer, but it's like at some point a situation warrants violence. Just not understanding how like the friend is so quiet. Like, girl, my ego would be eating me up. Like, I would have to make a scene.
I have to be very careful, because on the outside, they're pretty, they dress well, they're always out having a good time, just in their feminine energy, right? But in reality, I truly believe that there is something that is lacking soul-wise, because I don't understand how you can think that it's okay, or even find a man attractive that is with someone else and has a whole situation going on. For Amaya, this man was married to your friend and you proceeded to date him. And not just that, like, you did it twice. Like the last situation with the CC girl, Asia was all up and through that situation and just condoning the behavior. And this goes back to what I mentioned at the beginning of this video, that these three women have made it a point to do their thing and not give a damn about anybody else. And I feel like that's foul. If y'all are presenting girl vibes, then be that. Give that and let it be authentic, but don't put something out there into the world that is not true. And I truly believe that's just the way of social media today. Like, showing people what you want them to see, but behind closed doors, you are probably so unhappy. You probably lack tremendous morals and integrity. And this is just a prime example of that. I cannot tell you how many times I've encountered women who were not secure within themselves and proceeded to take that energy out on you, or would do sneaky things like take your man, or like show interest to your man, like things like that. These girls are really out here soulless, essentially soulless.
And what happened between them two is that Amaya Colon, being as beautiful as she is, and you know her DMs are stacked, she could literally walk out the door and get any man that she wants. But she decided that it was a good idea to go after her friend's husband. Cheated with her husband, her friend's husband, and cheated on her own relationship with Sandra's brother. So yeah, this whole thing is a mess, and she's being exposed, she's being dragged. People are like, she's a homewrecker, I cannot believe she was doing this. The moral of the story is that there's a lot of beautiful women out here who are very much insecure, and they literally have the world at the tips of their hands. They can have anything that they want, but when they see something that you have and they want, and because they're so insecure within themselves, they are gonna go after it. So cautionary tale, watch who you are friends with, because during this whole thing, I guess it came out that Sandra, she was friends with, during the same time as she was friends with Amaya, she did the same thing with another woman. So if you have a friend and you watching how they're moving and they lack integrity with other people, watch them. They're not to be trusted. And lastly, if you are a beautiful woman, do not let your beauty carry you through life and not focus on your internal. You need to work on the inside more than the physical. You're already beautiful. Make sure the inside matches the outside, because there's nothing worse than a beautiful person with an ugly heart. Again, I leave room for change and improvement. She might be a different person now, but there's consequences to this. There's consequences to how you move through life and what you do to people. That stuff is going to come out and you will get held accountable. And that is exactly what's happening to her right now.
Okay, so I'm going to give y'all my perspective based off of my opinion when it comes to this situation. Amaya is beyond me. Y'all see the snake I put on the left, right? That explains Amaya to me perfectly. It's a pretty purple snake. It's sparkly. It's something to look at. It's beautiful. Like, oh my God, this is pretty cool. This is beautiful. Beautiful to look at, right? But everybody knows that snakes are sneaky. Snakes can be very dangerous. They can be life-threatening, right? And again, that reminds me of Amaya, very pretty girl. And I've been around these girls who are very pretty externally, but inside there is something clearly wrong there. And I agree with the commentary when they were saying that, like, her soul, spirit has to be lacking thereof internally, like it's missing something. If you can continue this behavior on and on without having no type of like remorse. Now, I know that she is young, and a lot of women don't come to their right mind until they're about to hit 30 or 30 and up. But you know something like this is wrong. Like, they said this goes all the way back to when she was still a teenager. Like, I heard 19, but who knows? It probably goes back further than then, to where not only I heard about this story, I heard about another story, like they said, with the CC girl, or Sierra Cindy, I can't think of her name, but also they said even more stories are coming out. Like, it has been multiple people who has reported that Amaya has done the same exact thing to them. And, you know, I talk a lot about daddy issues, y'all. And I do feel like it is a possibility that she could have had some daddy issues. We don't know her history. I've only seen videos with her little sister and her mother. But it could be a problem where if her daddy was not in her life and did not give her the internal love from the masculine that he should be giving her, this could be one of the reasons why she's acting out in this way, because of male attention, male affection that she feels like she needs so highly. That's one possibility. And even if that was the case, I feel like that's only partially what's wrong with her. I feel like this is a case of what I talk about all the time in my videos, y'all: spiritual health. Okay. If she goes to the doctor right now, they'd be like, oh, everything's good with you. She might even can go to a therapist, possibly, and they might even say the same thing. Like, you know, okay, you might have some, you know, depression days or anxiety days, etc., whatever, but they might not even diagnose her with anything, because again, I feel like this is more of a spiritual thing. Okay. Her spirit's ugly. Nobody can see your spirit besides God. And I feel like her spirit is ugly. And this is what I talk about a lot, y'all, in my videos: high vibrations and low vibrations. It's clear that Sandra is a high vibrational person. Y'all know what a high vibrational person is? Let me tell y'all, for those who have never heard of these terms before. When I looked up the definition of a high vibration, it says, a high vibration is a term used to describe a positive quality or feeling such as love, compassion, or forgiveness, right? Okay. It says definition of a high vibration person, right? A high vibration person radiates positive energy and lives in a state of love, joy, peace, and gratitude, right? So when I think of Sandra, I think of a high vibrational person, because not only did she easily forgive Amaya. Well, I don't want to say forgive, because she probably still obviously feels some kind of way about her, but it's amazing how she never came out and said anything. The only reason we're hearing about it is because somebody commented about it under her content. She didn't just run to the internet. She didn't expose her. She didn't do none of that. She said she didn't believe in belittling somebody's character. You know what I mean? So she didn't even call her out. That is a high vibrational person. Also, Sandra's beautiful, clearly externally, but it seems that way on the inside too. Look at how she moves. If you look at how she moves, how she carries herself, how she has all of these positive things that happens in her life. And see, what happens is people like that have to be very, very careful, because then there's people who have low vibrations. What is a low vibrations, right? Okay. A low vibration is a state of being that can manifest as feelings of negativity, fear, sadness, anxiety, or depression. Okay. Let's look up what is a low vibrational person. Okay. Let's see. Signs of a low vibrational person is a victim mentality, jealousy, guilt, worry and overthinking, happy that people irritate you, consistently feeling heavy and beaten down, often feeling misunderstood, right? Just a lot of like negative thinking, basically. Okay. And then heavy on the victim mindset, right? So notice how Amaya, doesn't even seem to feel any type of remorse, because you are still dating her ex-husband years later. And again, you have done this countless times, not just with her, but with other people. You were dating her brother. There's a lot of heartbreak involved in your choices, And again, I feel like when you come together with somebody who is high vibrational, comes together with somebody who's low vibrational, it's just a recipe for disaster, because you have done the inner work and you have been blessed to just be able to live in a high vibration. But people who lack thereof and live in a low vibration, they will start to suck pieces out of your high vibrational life to bring you down to the level that they are at. So you have to be careful with who you decide to interact with, share your space with, exchange energies with, because not everybody has your best intentions. And I feel like Amaya, externally, again, beautiful, she walked right next to Sandra, who is a high vibrational person, and she felt that energy. She felt that and she wanted that. And they already said that she didn't have as much clout as Sandra. So I feel like she came in and she's like, this girl has all this stuff going on. She clearly feels confident because, again, somebody who is high vibrational, they ain't got to say much. You can just feel it. You can feel it and sense it on them. You ain't even got to be all that pretty for somebody to just feel that energy. Like you that girl, you that dude. It don't take long for them to feel that energy and hate on that energy when they're in their low vibration. Because instead of them exchanging that energy around and putting it within them to fix on themselves, work on themselves so they can attract and achieve everything that they want to take from yours. It makes their low vibrations feel better. And like when somebody is lacking, you remind them of what they lack. Okay, I have been around people like this, unfortunately. And my mama would call it, oh, your jealousy showing to people who do that, right? And Amaya, clearly her actions show that her jealousy was showing. There's out of all the men, just like the commentary said, out of all the men in the world who wants you, you are beautiful. You are known as this Fashion Nova OG model. Like out of all the people, you decide to mess with your best friend's husband. Like, I'm telling you, women like this are so dangerous. And I also agree with the commentary when they said, you walk around with friends like this, how do you know y'all are not going to betray each other? So again, her friends that she hang with, I can't think of the other name, but I know one of them is Taina or Tana, however you say her name, the one who is G Herbo's second baby mama. She was cheating with G Herbo on Ari. And you were okay with that. But you know what? I feel like she gets her karma because even though Ari and Moneybag's relationship seems to be somewhat toxic, it does seem like she enjoys her relationship with him. So I feel like Taina, she tries to act like that, but really the only thing you're getting blessed with is like monetary items. I don't feel like G Herbo really is all involved in that relationship neither. I feel like he was attracted to Taina, and I feel like that's why he gave her children. But as y'all have heard, he still cheats on her, and then he also leaves her at the house with the kids, and Ari called her the babysitter. And it's unfortunate, but again, and even like I said, Ari and Moneyback's relationship is not something that I would say to look up to at all by any means. But at least she's not at home stuck babysitting other people's kids. At least she still clearly lives her life. She's still making money, still traveling. They travel together. It seems like that at least is a better situation for her. Okay. So again, y'all, please be careful with people who y'all interact with, and please start looking at the friends that they hang out with. Amaya clearly hangs out with the friends who are acting like she acts. And she had the other friend who vouched for her to cheat. Like, you have a friend who was allowing you and helping you do this, and that is beyond me. They all low vibrational. And like I told y'all before, I believe in karma, and I do believe that that's going to come back to her. A matter of fact, this is probably part of the karma now. This happened years ago. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. And look how now she's getting all this backlash. You know what I mean? And then they said she had to use witchcraft. That's how you know you're in a low vibration, when you have to use witchcraft to get these men. First of all, Sandra naturally just got her husband. You had to use witchcraft to get these men. That lets you know she's in a low vibration. You don't feel you're of quality enough to just naturally get them. Like, that is just, again, you have to be careful, because these women will secretly envy you. And see, I think Amaya looked at Sandra and was like, okay, I'm pretty just like her, but what is it about her that stands out versus me? Well, first of all, also looking into their communities, right? I feel like, and this is just my opinion, Sandra in their community probably is that it girl. She's tall, thin, beautiful. She was on America's Next Top Model, for crying out loud, right? And Amaya is kind of shorter, curvier, but she's pretty as well. And I feel like Amaya standing next to her, probably it intimidated her. And this is coming from somebody who's tall. I'm 5'11". If I wear heels, especially walking next to my friends, they already tell me, okay, you intimidate me. But a lot of times, tall women who are attractive, they get noticed first just because they're so tall. You know what I mean? So we have no choice but to notice them from a mile away. And I feel like it could have been a situation to where maybe she got attention before she got attention. They just probably didn't see her short self. You know what I mean? But it was just something about her that stood out, and she couldn't figure out why. So she started trying to take pieces of her life to make her feel better. So it's just sad. It's unfortunate. I'm glad that Sandra looks to be okay. She might still be hurt about it, but it seems like she's doing okay. But that is a high vibrational person, I tell you, because a lot of us would not be able to handle that situation like she did. So let me know what y'all think. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. I will see y'all in the next one.